Hello and welcome. I'm Cheryl D'Souza, and on this very special edition of ET Now on the Go, I take you to the city which is also known as the Oxford of the East. Well, apart from knowing as Oxford of the East, Pune city is also known as the IT hub, manufacturing hub, education and real estate hub. And right now, I am standing in this 430-acre Magarpatta township, which is very unique, known for its sustainable development and has a very unique history behind it. What's the history behind it? Well, we have the founder of Magarpatta Township Development and Construction Company, Mr. Satish Magar, joining us on the show. Very good afternoon to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us on ET Now. A special edition is ET Now on the Go. Firstly, let me understand, and this interview actually cannot begin without me asking you, what exactly went about in building this township?
See, this is 430 acres of land parcel, which we all have inherited for decades. It's right in the city. So when the city started growing, the farmers, we're all farmers here. So what they started doing is they started selling their lands in bits and pieces and then migrating out of the city or just squandering with the money, which normally happens in any growing city of India.
Right.
So we thought that these are 128 families who own this 430 acres of land. Why don't we come out with a new concept where we pool our lands together? So we pooled 430 acres of land together. We formed our own construction company where we are all shareholders in proportion to our land. And we said we'll do an integrated township. It was not heard of at that point of the time. So we said we'll do an integrated township which will have workspace, which will have living space, which will take care of the environment. There will be educational facilities, there will be medical facilities. So we put all together on a plan. I think way back in 94, 95, we went to the government saying that we would want to do this. You know, farmers coming together, forming a company doing, nobody believed. But those were the days of liberalization, when it just started. So everyone wanted to experiment something different. So government thought this is a good guinea pig to experiment on. So they experimented on us. So we came together, we did this plan. In December 99, we officially launched it. So this year will be about 25 years old. So we launched it, we started with the residential sector and then came to the commercial sector of IT. Because in those days, IT was a sunrise industry. There were no IT parks in Pune, so we were the first. So we had the first mover in advantage and disadvantage both. So with that we coped and here we are.
Absolutely, it's amazing. It's known as a city within a city, isn't it? But you spoke about it being, you all had the first mover advantage when it comes to the IT sector. And now Pune is actually known as a IT hub, along with known as an education hub. So talking about the IT space in particular, we are hearing small whispers about slowdown kicking in the IT sector. Do you think that will have any impact on the real estate demand here in the city of Pune, given the fact it's a hub?
See, Pune's real estate demand is totally IT driven. A lot of people have migrated here, a lot of people have started working. They work here, they live here, so that is why real estate has picked up to such an extent in Pune. This, during the time of COVID, there was a scare about that work from home and, well, people will want to not come to IT parks. The whole system of working will change, but that was only temporary. Ultimately, it has come back to normal. Today is Saturday, so you don't see people, but if you come on a working day, there are 100,000 people who work here.
Right.
So there's a lot of rush. People have started coming back. Companies have asked people to come back to work. I think it's going to go on because, we have the advantage of good educated public here. Workforce is available. We are not as expensive like Mumbai and Delhi. We are not a capital, and Bangalore. We are not a capital city, but yet the living conditions are conducive for the IT people to migrate and live. So when there's a lot of migration, you need people who accept migration. And I think we Punekars can accept migration to come here, and so people are coming here.
You spoke about the IT sector, and as you said that the slowdown is not, you've not seen the slowdown, it's not impacted your business. But let's talk about the rental income then, right? Because you had the COVID wave, you saw what happened to the rental incomes then. Have they bounced back to pre-COVID levels, and are you seeing them sustaining?
They have bounced back to pre-COVID level. See, the advantage with Pune is that the rents have not gone up to that much of an extent. Normally for any MNC company, $1 a square foot is something they look at. And I think Pune is stabilized at that rate. Except for the main CBD areas, Everywhere is between 70 to 80 rupees, which sustains.
And what about the growth rate? Do you see rental income going higher, like the way how prices have also increased? But what about the rental income?
Yeah, everyone wants them to go high, but then if they become non-competitive, then the companies will go, because these companies don't come for the love of the city.
Yeah.
They come because they have that environment here. So we have to see to it that we keep the environment sustained, so that people also come back. Because one 100 square feet of IT generates about 2 employments, and then there are a market for our residential units also. So we don't want to miss. It's
You
a
don't
basket.
want to miss the bus,
it's a basket.
definitely. And not to disrupt the basket,
No,
actually.
it's a basket which you need to really see that it's full.
Absolutely, that's true. So you don't see that impacting the real estate demand
No, I
at
don't.
least.
No, absolutely no.
All right. Talking about Pune, it is amazing to see how Pune real estate market has actually moved year after year, especially in FY23 when you see Pune as a city. It recorded highest growth when it comes to sales value as well as volume when compared to top 7 cities in India. So it's amazing how the real estate market has grown in Pune. But if you could tell us, what is the driver, what have been the drivers for this, and will this growth sustain year after year, you think?
See, IT has been the most prominent driver, but Pune has many drive engines. Its proximity to Mumbai is one advantage, though it takes time now, but it is 3 hours, 4 hours from here. Industry is big, agro base is big, and people who stay in other parts of the state would want to have a house here for education, for workforce, work opportunities. So that is driving this market, and this will keep on happening. I don't see in the next decade or so this market will go down, because in the last decade it's been more or less sustained. The prices are controlled here. That is the most important thing. We are not very expensive city to live in. The real estate prices are quite regular. So I think it will go on.
All right, you expect this growth at least to go on for a decade is what you're saying?
Yes, minimum.
Minimum a decade. Also, you're saying the pricing is not as much as that of the other city, definitely not as much as MMR region. But also, if you look at the pricing, it's actually seen a steady growth, isn't it, in the last 5 years?
The inflationary rise is there.
But do you think that the arbitrage that Pune had over Mumbai because of the cost is now fading away? You don't see that happening, right?
The difference is so much, 6,000 to 60,000 is incomparable. You just cannot look at that.
Absolutely, I'm sure about that. Also, wanted to know about the real estate, especially in the education front, right? Given the fact that it's an education hub as well. We've seen a rise in a lot of institutes come in, and you also spoke about it that Pune is very open to people from other cities, other nations also coming in and actually using the education hub and residing here. So has education been also a driver for you all, or only it has been an IT, or the fact that it is?
In fact, when I missed out when I was talking about growth engines of Pune, defense is another growth engine.
Defense, right.
Because Southern Command is stationed here. Everyone who joins the army or the navy or the air force has to go out from here, because the NDA is here, and and because Southern Command being stationed here, we have a lot of families who spend a good time here. So then they stay back and they settle down here. And yes, education, the amount of institutes we have in Pune, right from D.Y. Patil to Symbiosis to forget the Pune University, that is itself a premier university. But the private universities here are really driving the entire market.
All right, private institutions are driving the market. In fact, we will be speaking to one such private universities as well on the special edition of ET Now on the Go. But let me ask you, for you as a developer, as someone who has been in the city, seen this city actually blossoming, isn't it? Where do you see growth for your company going ahead?
Yeah, we are doing, like Magarpatta, we are doing 2 more townships here. So they are under construction. We are working. They are larger than this. We are also doing a large IT park in the near future. In fact, they've already started that. So, I mean, I see good growth.
Good growth going ahead, is it?
Good growth, but no complaints.
No complaints at all, and that is the word coming in from Satish Magar, of actually the founder, the visionary of this 430-acre township. So that's the exclusive interview that we have for you coming in from ET Now on the Go, Pune edition.